Of course it's shade. Of course it's a cheap shot. But at the same time, just false information. You have to explain a little more, go a little further when you say things like this. Before we go any deeper, let's listen to a piece of it.
So often, like, all right, yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself, too, in order for you to be a, you know, great ball player, or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal. However you want to get there, but you got to recommit to yourself before you commit to anything else.
And there you have it. See, something just as subtle as that can get thrown and interpreted the wrong way depending on who's listening. That's why it needs more explanation. Now, we already know that LeBron James is not too fond of Michael Jordan. That's basically what this is all about with KD and LeBron James. They've been taking heat their whole careers, trying to live up to Michael Jordan. They've been hearing it their whole career. They're not better than Michael Jordan. To a point to where they just have bad taste for Michael Jordan every time they hear his name or somebody mentions him. Because they know that is a mountain they cannot climb. No matter what they do in the game, how many championships, how many all-stars, how many records they break, to a lot of people, they would never reach Michael Jordan. They know that. This was their opportunity right here. KD knows LeBron James not too fond of Michael Jordan, so decided to take a little cheap shot. And he enjoyed it and he giggled it up. He laughed it up. But the fact of the matter is, he's mentioning Michael Jordan quit basketball and decided to go play baseball. That at that time, everybody that was around at that time, especially if you're a Gen Xer, you know Michael Jordan left the NBA due to his father being unalived. Everybody knows that. That's what they're missing out here. They're laughing it up and they giggling it up like the man just couldn't handle the pressure, had bad seasons, decided to walk away from the game, collect himself, and come back. That's how they're acting in this piece. Like Michael Jordan just couldn't fit the bill. Had to leave for a while. That's far from the truth. And that's why they need to explain more. Michael Jordan left the league because him and his dad was very close. That hit Michael Jordan to the soul of his heart when his father passed away. His father been right there with him every step of the way of his career. At ball games, in commercials, playing golf together. Very close. The man's head wasn't clear. He decided to go play baseball because that was his father's wishes from the beginning. He always would love to see Michael Jordan play baseball. So what did he do? He went and honored that. You got to understand, when somebody's dearly close to you, they pass away, you're going to go through a whole lot of emotions. He knew his father's wishes. He wanted to live that out. That was his duty. He did that. He came back to the league, and what did he do? He got him 3 more. 3 more championships. See, with KD and LeBron sitting here snickering and laughing, this guy stepped away from the game, came back, still dominating. Something they wasn't able to do throughout their career. They have an asterisk by their name in their careers. KD and LeBron James, in some form of fashion, early on, in the middle, or late, they have asterisks by their name. Michael Jordan don't have that. Always was clutch. always was a leader. Something these two guys don't know anything about. Now, I hate to hear this from KD. I'll be honest with you. He's a Houston Rocket now, joining the team in H-Town. But see, I knew all these type of things with KD or LeBron. They will sway you here, sway you there. They're a little finicky at times. New generation, the way I look at it. But I have to depend on this guy, KD, to come through for the Houston Rockets. It's a big deal, him coming to join. Like I said before, I'm not all sold on it, but hey, it beats what we had before. And if he can lead us to a championship, I'm all for that. But there are always concerns. But we're not going to get into that. That's not what this video is about. This video is about two guys taking cheap shots, which I ain't going to say LeBron James said it, but he damn sure laughing and co-signing on it. Taking cheap shots on a guy that never came at them in a negative way or never even talked about their game or lack of. Michael Jordan. He stays back in the weeds, man. He has every right to break down everybody's game. You ask me. Michael Jordan, he has every right to do that. He's the greatest in a lot of people's eyes. But he don't do that. He know his voice carries weight. So why knock down young players that are in the league now? Doesn't make sense. But you have two guys that's very disrespectful to the legends that came before them, got so much hatred, distaste over what the media, fans, everybody who covers the game, put that Michael Jordan pressure on them throughout their careers, that they got to come out here on a podcast and throw shade on Michael Jordan about him going play baseball. I want y'all to think about this for a minute. These guys had to go dig so deep. Think about it. The only thing they can come up that is negative on Michael Jordan, whole career, is that he left the NBA to go play baseball. Think about that. The only knock and shade that they're throwing on Michael Jordan, that he left the NBA to go play baseball. If you need to dig that deep, that means you ain't found nothing. You didn't find nothing at all. What you did find is that you can't compare. You can't compare to Michael Jordan. Both of you. KD, LeBron James. And I'm going to tell you about LeBron James. I was a fan of LeBron James. Early on, him coming out of high school, guy with all this talent, jump out the gym. Just a big physical specimen, right? Coming into the league, locomotive. Big fan. I don't know what happened, but it was a turn and it was a switch that happened in this guy's demeanor, his approach, humbleness, whatever you want to call it. With LeBron James, something happened. I don't know if it was in the middle, close to the end, but something changed. It might have happened after he left the Miami Heat. And look, when he was in Cleveland, I was rooting for him. I wanted him to succeed. Not going to lie to you. Cleveland wasn't my team, but I was a fan of LeBron James, right? So when he went to Miami, it was a no-brainer for me, because I'm a Dwayne Wade fan at that time. Later on now, what he got going on, I don't co-sign with all that. That's totally different. We're talking about on the court. Let's make that perfectly clear. On the court. So 2003, that's when I started swaying to Miami Heat when Dwayne Wade was drafted. I liked the team. Loved Dwayne Wade's approach to the game. Young guy coming out. Rookie, record shot. Heartless. On top of that, you got Pat Riley over there, who I definitely respect, got a lot of admiration for, is Pat Riley. So it was easy for me to join the Miami Heat, to be a Heat fan. Yes, it goes back to 2003 when I became a Heat fan. It was easy for me. When LeBron James went over and joined that Heat, it sealed it up. I love Dwayne Wade's game. LeBron James coming out of high school, having his career in Cleveland, didn't pan out. When you're a great player, man, and you coming in year after year, you're not winning championships, you want to save your youth. You're going to move on. Eventually, Kevin Garnett did that. He finally got it. He tried to be loyal as he can be to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he finally decided, you know what? I got to go. I'm not going to get a ring here. I got to leave. And luckily he did leave because he was able to become a champion. A champion. Whether you thought about his game at that time or not, he still was developing. He might not have that jump shot he has now. He might not have that mental toughness. To me, still kind of don't, but it was enough to get him by, to get him some championships, to lead some teams. But it's still faulty along the way. And both of these guys' game is still some faultiness. Killer instinct is one of them. And another guy being available. We always talk about that. He has to get that down packed. Along with not pouting, staying engaged, not being petty like he is on this video on this podcast. Very petty. Both of them. Got a problem with MJ? Talk to him directly. Or even directly on the podcast. That would have been fine. But trying to do some underhanded tone stuff, nah, that's not it. Why? Because you can't compare. Can't compare to Michael Jordan. Not many can. The only one that came close was Kobe Bryant. We all know this. He mirrored his game. Carbon copy. The only one that could come close to copycatting Michael Jordan. Jordan didn't mind it. You know why? Because he knew he had the same desire. He knew he had the killer instinct. The fire. The grit. Taking everything personal. Playing both ends of the floor. Putting in the work. He didn't mind it. It might have frustrated Michael Jordan here and there with a bunch of phone calls and text messages. How to do this, how to do that. Which is normal. Because when you're great, as Michael Jordan is, sometimes you don't want to come off all your secrets. Kobe Bryant was he was pushing it out of him. He was trying to get it. That's how great he wanted to be. That's how great he is. And how great he was. But these two guys right here, this guy here, man, KD, he's never going to live down going to join a team that smacked him in the playoffs, being up 3-1, which is the Golden State Warriors. He would never live that down. Not going to happen. That's the most thing that stays on people's minds when they look at KD is that moment. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant would have never in their lives done anything close to that. Joining a team that wiped you out in the playoffs when you was up 3-1, you had a commanding lead and couldn't seal the deal, and the next following season, you're on their team. Who heard of this? That's why I'm saying, man, it's asterisks by these guys' names.